Well, that was something. Holy shit!
So, I never, in any of these last few years, thought I would ever have the balls to come to this camera and review this film. Given the situation, given the world we're living in right now, we need something to give us excitement, to give us hope, and to give us joy. And there is no other film I can think about right now that could be better to talk about than 2001. So, we're doing it with all of the absolutely just unimpressive editing skills that I have, the absolutely terrible people skills that I have when it comes to talking to people, especially talking to the camera. Today we're going to talk and review 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by director Stanley Kubrick. Came out in 1968, now officially 52 years old. Its 50th anniversary was celebrated back in 2018 when there were IMAX screenings all across America, which I missed because I'm a fucking genius. With my extra spare cash to be going around, I decided, let's go crazy. Let's start buying a lot of cool knickknacks. I've been buying movies, so I've been buying Dunkirk, I've been buying collections to my Marvel movies, and I bought 2001: A Space Odyssey on Blu-ray. I was actually gonna buy this film last month on DVD, but when I had the extra literally $2 more to spare, because pretty much every piece of entertainment right now for home release is on sale on Amazon, this was literally $9. I got this for $9. Possibly one of the greatest experiences in cinematic history at my house on a 4K TV for $9. It's insane the amount of influence and It's insane the amount of influence and love and just wonder that this film has brought to people now 52 years later, and how many generations it continues to inspire. Pretty much my favorite decade of films has been always the 1970s. You guys know what I feel about Star Wars. I've never talked about it. I'm the biggest geek for Apocalypse Now. The noir films, the Scorsese films like Taxi Driver. All those directors have always agreed time and time again that if it was not for 2001, Steven Spielberg said it the best in one of his most iconic quotes, that 2001 was the big bang of his generation. Literally my favorite director of all time and one of the greatest filmmakers I believe to have ever been blessed on this earth has credited this one film as his biggest inspiration of him and his generation. What does that say about this movie? When you watch a film like 2001, what it says about us, what it promotes the best of us, and it promotes the worst of us and warns us of what is to come, it really is just like a religious experience, and almost like you're hearing the great enlightenment words of the mighty gods themselves. I know I sound insane, but it is really the best way to describe the film. Stanley Kubrick's cinematic attention to detail is just, it's something he's universally been known for all the film geeks out there. He's always been known to be like literally the textbook definition of a perfectionist. And it all sounds insane. I know it almost sounds like, like everyone has said a billion times, that you're overhyping this film so much that you just cannot reach the levels of expectations that you do when you talk to people this way. But honest to God, and once again, I'm not the first person that's ever said this as a film critic, there's really no other way you can describe it. Stanley Kubrick's attention to detail, his mastercraft, and not just him. Look, films aren't just made by one person. Every true film lover must always understand that. It's made by practically a village. Hundreds, thousands of people are taken with all their great talents and all their great focus and all their great effort are taken to make a complete visual production. It's a complete story. You need your characters, you need your actors, you need your production designers. Everybody who worked on this film made history. They made more than history. They made legends. They made a legendary piece of history. Every little piece, even the colors of this film, are something that just leaves you in awe and wonder and practically makes you piss your pants of how good it is. The cinematography in this film, the music in this film. I feel like I 100% bet that you probably have heard the music of this film before in your life. You just haven't realized it. Yes, it's an older piece of the classical era, of the age of classical music, but that piece of music is most widely known nowadays to be of the 2001 soundtrack. One of the most iconic scenes in this film. Its cinematography is just so breathtaking that I don't even have to explain it. Culture has already done it for you. One of my first experiences I'll never forget, now that I look back, of experiencing 2001 in another piece of media was SpongeBob SquarePants, and I bet I'm about to really wow a lot of you. That SpongeBob SquarePants episode where Squidward, SpongeBob, and Patrick are meant to be in the caveman era, and then they make the big discovery that they can make food. Yeah, that sequence where SpongeBob discovers you can make food, that music, the way it's shot, it's meant to be a callback to 2001: A Space Odyssey. So now what's so crazy about this film, that it truly is such a masterpiece, from the technical to the writing to the cinematography to the performances to the iconic characters. Every single piece of this film was iconic in some way. But I feel like every single person that has ever seen this, and which is why I say prepare to probably be disappointed your first time, is that it's such a unique kind of film and a unique form of telling a story that you might not even understand it the first time watching. As a matter of fact, the first time I ever saw this film, I was confused. I didn't understand what the hell I was watching. As a matter of fact, I was freaked out. I'll never forget it. It was back in 2016. It was actually during my 9th grade where I finally decided to sit down. The schools all during that time were trying this experiment of giving all of us MacBooks. God, how I miss those MacBooks. And I would always use the 123 Movies website to check out all the new films I can and all the oldies I could. And I decided one day, you know what? While doing homework, this is it. I'm going to watch 2001: Space Odyssey. I set up my laptop. I got it ready. While doing my homework, the film was playing in the background. I was confused with no words and completely uncomfortable and terrified at the same time. I had no idea what the fuck I just watched. Just insane of how truly magical this film can be, but yet how confusing and how open to interpretation it can be at the same time. The reason so many people say it's just such a deep emotional experience is because Stanley Kubrick, as a genius as he was, made this film for that specific purpose of everybody will come out feeling something different. It is the ultimate film to be open to interpretation. That it's practically the definition of what makes film so beautiful. Film is like math. Math is supposed to be the universal language of the universe. Every scientist and every NASA scientist out there, whenever they're sending out messages to space, they always use math equations. Everyone and their fucking mothers will obviously ask why. Why the hell would you want to do that? Well, if you think about it, you know, all our languages are based on our cultures, on our history, on our roots. A fucking Martian is never gonna understand what the hell English is, and the fact that it came from some European Vikings and then some other weird Romans and Greeks that were mixing up words together, and boom, English was born. Or Spanish mixed from Italian and Roman and mixed it up, boom, Spanish was born. They're not gonna understand that. It's gonna take decades for them to finally understand what the hell we are saying. But math, no matter how much we try to change it up ourselves, is a universal language. Math, wherever you go, can be used. As much as I hate to admit that, because I hate math myself, don't worry, it makes perfect sense. But math isn't the only universal language. Visuals can do the exact same thing. No matter what word you use for the color blue, no matter what way you interpret that color, everyone will feel the same way when looking at the color blue. No matter what way you interpret Superman, no matter what way you want to call Superman, everyone will look at that symbol and feel the same way. I was so excited to watch 2001 and Dunkirk because the beauty of these films is that I've always said before, they are very visual specifically driven films. These films are more focused on the visuals than the dialogue. Dialogue is fantastic. Dialogue can be great, and some of the greatest films can have some of the greatest dialogue. But unfortunately, I'll have to come to the realization that unless you manage to have every single dub for every single film you like out there, it's going to be really impossible for everyone to have the same connection to what two characters are discussing if you simply don't understand the language. It's the main reason why I really can't get into anime. I haven't even gone to the iconic villain that this film created, the HAL 9000, one of the greatest and scariest villains and antagonists of all time. This guy literally manages to kill like a dozen people by simply just touching a few switches, and it's fucking terrifying every time I watch it. 2001: A Space Odyssey is probably one of history's most important films, and possibly one of history's most important pieces of work. It is an achievement in cinematography, in visual, in production, in science, in engineering, for the amount of work and special effects magic made in this film, that when it manages to literally be one of the films that would pioneer special effects and soon influence a little film called Star Wars, and literally be the backup of conspiracy theorists for people that claim that Stanley Kubrick was the very guy who helped fake the moon landing, that says a lot about your film. And a film that was made 52 years ago, how good it can still look. This is an achievement in technology, this is an achievement in science, this is an achievement in history, this is an achievement in entertainment. This is just an achievement for humanity. It shows when we put our focus to tell a great story, something simply to connect all of us in a personal, deeper level and big level at the same time. What it can do. Decades to come. This film obviously earns a 10 out of 10. It's one of history's most important films. And one of, I think, just greatest pieces of entertainment ever made. Anybody can watch this and feel the same kind of emotions that I felt. And that's what's so beautiful to me. And guys, that was my review for 2001. Honestly, I gotta admit, I'm probably still gonna be very disappointed after I upload this video, because there's so much I want to talk about that I know I can't, because A, this video is gonna be too long, and B, I just don't have the right kind of skills when it comes to making videos and talking to you guys, that I just won't be able to do it justice. The best thing I can do right now is simply, this video won't just be a place that hopefully promotes you to watch this film, but a place that promotes you to other videos that have done it better than I will ever do. Cinema Tyler's The Making of 2001, The Making of a Masterpiece, if I'm correct it's called. Watch that. And Chris Stuckman's 2001's A Space Odyssey, The Making of Cinematic Hypnotism. Some of the best videos ever made on this platform, and just some of the best videos to ever discuss this masterpiece of a film. Please go watch those videos if you get the chance. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves. We're almost out of this. We're getting there. I know things seem like they're getting shittier than ever, and there's just so many terrible people that for some reason have a sense of authority that allow to fuck us up. But I hope videos like these get you guys happy and remind everyone to go make something. Go make something good. Do something good. Even if it's just for yourself. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day. See you guys.